Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wild Things Found Online. I am Vokal the Slug Cat, and we are back with part 2 of Tophia's latest stream. This is a follow-up of Saturday night's stream. It was a very long one, even with Tophia Archive being so gracious to cut it down and filter out all those boring parts. This was a roughly 2-hour stream, so I broke it into 2 parts. Figured it might be a little bit easier for y'all viewing and a little bit easier for me as well on the editing tip. So it is what it is. Big shout out to my slug pups and slug cats. As always, thank you all so much for joining the channel. Highly appreciate y'all. And yeah, with that, we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to jump right back in exactly where we left off to see what is cooking with Big Toph.
And a violent crime. I had just been through something horrific and you want to go interview somebody because it's making you money? You're a weirdo. Ask me what I think about Candy Brooks. I don't like Candy. You went and told her I was talking about her when I wasn't to cause drama for no reason. I'm not even talking about that girl. I don't care. She talked to a 16-year-old. Leave it at that. Someone sent me the video. It is so frustrating. Please stop asking about Candy. Stop mentioning Candy. I do not care. It is not funny to be making jokes. Oh, you're dating Candy. That's middle school behavior. You tell someone to grow up, but then you act like children. It's not, it doesn't bother me. I don't care if you say, oh,
Are you sure?
This for Candy? Are you dating Candy? No, it doesn't bother me. It's just weird behavior. And you tell people to grow up, but then you act like you're in middle school. When you guys make STD jokes, you sound stupid because you said no one would sleep with me. And now all of a sudden I have that. So that must mean people want to sleep with me. Does that literally make any sense? You guys sound stupid sometimes. You don't even think before you type something. First of all, someone doesn't want to sleep with me, and now someone wants to sleep with me.
Don't worry, Toph. I've never said anything like that. I know that swamp monster puss you got going on it's remained untouched, and it probably will until the end of time.
It's just, I got a lot going on, and people don't realize. They think everything's a joke. My life is not a joke. It's not. When I do something, it's for other people, not for myself. First, my mom. And I always say that because people think, oh, she wants to give her money to her crush. I don't even have a crush. I don't even need to explain why I need to do things for other people. I just do. I don't need to put someone's personal business out there. I don't. The reason why is because other people, I see what they're going through, and it does hurt to see that I can't fix that. And I try not to tend to say stuff like that because I do want to know if someone's okay. And I don't want them to be like, oh, well, they don't want to tell me because they don't want me to have, I'm not stressed out over any situation whatsoever. But if you're uncaring about your friends, then that's an issue. You shouldn't even have friends. If you don't really care about your friends, my life is not.
Well, Tophia, you don't care about your friends. You're trying to date them. Like, that's the whole thing. Every friendship, you start to make it weird. I'm surprised Studchu lasted as long as she did before she became Stabchu, okay? You know, you made things extremely weird with Crushchu. And, you know, as far as I know, you were virtually stalking someone a couple shelters ago. Showing up unannounced, security had to turn you away. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't know about that one.
Not for me. I'm not here to make a living, or not even a living wage, but a stable financial stability is not for me. It's for other people. Because I want to be able to be like, hey, let me do this for you. My mom, of course. When people think that I'm excluding my mom, you're stupid. My mom is first and foremost the person that I want financial stability for. I shouldn't have to go into great detail about anything. When people literally mentioned about the house and they were literally posting memes saying, I don't even know, something about the house, I don't even know what the fuck. Literally sitting here, posting memes, getting mad because I'm not explaining why I need that amount of money for a house and why I need a bunch of rooms. I don't need to explain to you why I need anything.
Yes, you do. Tophia, you were asking for $500,000. You do need to explain. If you are crowdfunding something, you need to explain why you need the money. Like, again, your sense of entitlement It knows no bounds. You have zero shame. I need $500,000 because that's what I want. So give it to me. Fuck off. That's why no one donated to that shit. And I'm so happy. It warms my heart every time I think about each one of those GoFundMe's going down. I love it.
And then you get mad because I don't tell you? Well, I'm not going to tell you nothing because it's none of your business. You may not care about your friends, but I do. No one really knows. And that's okay. You don't need to know. Have you called any of your friends to see how they're doing? Have you asked if they're okay? No, you don't. Have you asked if your parents are okay? Have you checked up and called your mom? Some of you guys don't even have contact with your parents talking about how I treat my mother, but how about you? And maybe you did have a toxic parent. Maybe you had a parent that didn't love you, abandoned you, and left you, and you have every right not to contact them. But you have no right to sit here and tell someone about how they treat people. You don't know how I treat people in real life. You've never met me in real life. You don't know anything about me. You think you know because the internet told you. I'm not an uncaring person. I care a lot. And when I say a lot, I care a lot.
No, again, the internet didn't tell me. I just sit here and listen to you, and I see the actions that you do, and I have come to my own conclusion that you're full of shit. You don't care about anybody but yourself. You are selfish. Probably a narcissist. It really seems that way.
You may be uncaring, but I'm not uncaring. Some of you guys lack empathy. Oh, I wasn't going to say that. That is my real dad. What are you talking about? I don't even know my real dad. I do know my real dad. I didn't message someone when they said they needed space. I'm not harassing anybody. I'm not harassing. If you say I'm harassing my friends, then oh well, that's you. Why are you saying I don't have friends? I do have friends, and I don't harass someone when they say, like, what? I'm not even. This is not what it is. Like you're.
If you have friends, where are they at? Why are they not helping you out of this situation? Because if God forbid, if I was your friend, I would have been telling you, girl, you need to get off your ass and go get a job. I don't know what you're waiting on. You over here talk about waiting on some housing assistance. They talking about 4 to 7 years. What are you doing? They're like, no, you don't have friends. You got like orbiters. And they're probably not even orbiters. It's probably you orbiting them, to be real.
You're trying to make something it's not. I have very much contact with my friends, and I don't need to tell anybody anything. Some of you don't even have contact with your friends. What are you talking about? It's not obsession. If I literally went on live and told y'all that I don't message people because I feel like, what does that have anything? You don't even know any situations, and you try to talk about situations you don't know about. You don't know nothing.
We know enough.
You think you know, but you don't. Just because you don't have contact with your friends, so you take it out on other people. It sounds like projection. I'm not gaining weight. This is literally just like my shorts.
Girl, Tophia, you have gained so much weight since, since the days of her and Mama Chu hanging out at the park and streaming. No, come on, man. You've had to put on like at least a good 60 to maybe 80 pounds. You are getting up there, Toph. And I don't know how you're doing it. That's like the craziest part, because it's like, we know you don't make a lot of money on social media, but I just have to assume virtually every dollar, besides the few dumb purchases we know about, like the Xbox and the TV, it's all going to food. It has to be. Large and in charge. Ugly ass.
And plus, I'm lactose intolerant, and I just had a lot of ice cream. And so,
okay, that's gross.
I had too much dairy, and I shouldn't have. It's not a beer belly. I don't drink alcohol. Like, I don't drink, so don't do that. Here's
Lord
the thing, right?
Have mercy.
Which is funny. People don't know how to lie properly. So I'm at Gateway Recovery. If I'm at recovery, how would I be able to drink if I'm at recovery? Make that make sense. Now we're being fat phobic. Oh, this was dope. So I think someone noticed me on Fortnite because like I landed wrong. I almost died. Like I landed and I thought I was clicking A to like deploy my thing. I was at 1% and this person literally didn't kill me. He let me live. So I said, I'm gonna let you live. Like the whole time because I ran into them and I was
Wow.
like, I waited because I was like, if they don't shoot at me, then I know that's them. And they literally didn't, and they didn't kill me. It was
Riveting
crazy.
story,
They just let
Toph.
me. I was like, bruh, you a real one for that. But anyways, that was not what happened. I got a victory royale today, and what happened was is that it was me and one other person. I was looking for them, and I was like, where are they at? Where are they at? I couldn't find them, and then it just said victory royale. I think either they died in the storm or they left the match, which I don't think they left the match because they wouldn't just leave unless they were idle, and they weren't moving because maybe they got called or something happened. So yeah, anyways, I got awarded a victory royale. I won. I was
Okay.
like, oh man, because I was like, what does PTSD have to do with shooting games?
Well, I mean, you say you're triggered by loud noises, and I would think playing a game where you're exclusively shooting, yeah, that sounds like it would be a trigger. But of course, I guess it doesn't bother Big Toph. She's one of a kind.
I literally don't have the TV loud when I'm gaming. I actually have it turned down because when it's loud, it does bother me.
Sure,
And
yeah.
here's the thing with PTSD, you don't choose when you have PTSD. You act like it's a switch that you can just turn off and on. That's not how it works. Like some of you guys really need to reevaluate yourselves because literally typing that is crazy. So you don't have PTSD. Like, why are you even questioning someone's disability? I don't question.
Because I don't believe it. That's why. I don't believe you have PTSD. I don't believe you have major depression. As far as I can tell, I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I think you're just lazy and you're trying to use any and everything you possibly can to do the least amount of work to get what you want. That's what I think.
You and your problems. And you know what's so crazy is to see people get mad in people's comment sections. Someone put a gif of someone slamming their fist on a table and being like, I wish people would just stop sending the money and slamming their fist. Nobody sent money. The only person that sent me money was someone from Instagram. And they sent me $50. That's that person that people are like, is that really her cousin? They really related? Because they said they was my cousin. That's the only person that gave me money. And not, no, actually, that's not the only person that gave me money. And I keep forgetting. Sorry, I forgot. Thank you to whoever sent me money. I was sent money by two other people. Someone sent me $10. So, anyways, I didn't ask for the money. But to literally sit here and be like, people need to stop sending them money and then putting a gif of someone slamming their fist, I laugh at that because I think it's so funny. Nobody's sending me money. I didn't even ask for that. People sent it to me, and thank you. I'm appreciative. Sorry, I have a lot going on.
Uh huh.
But why does that bother you? Why are you so bothered by the fact that someone did something nice?
I mean, I'm not bothered. I'll be damned if I ever send you a cent. It's not my money, so I really don't care. I think the people that are sending you money got some screws loose because after seeing all the things you say and your feelings towards work and how dumb a 9 to 5 is, and you continue to repeat this like it wasn't just a one-off thing. You've stated this multiple times and people still give you the money that they went out and worked for. I think those people are also dumb as hell. But hey, again, it ain't my money. I don't really care.
I didn't even ask for the money. I'm not even asking for money. So to say that people need to stop sending money, what money? I would love to know who's sending me money because no one's sending me nothing. Well,
TikTok
someone.
gifts.
I'm not saying
Hello?
no. I shouldn't say no one. Three people have sent me something. That is it. That is all. Only three people.
Only 3 people. So all you people that are giving her TikTok gifts night after night, y'all don't even count. She doesn't even consider that. This is why I think y'all are dumb. She's not grateful. She doesn't care. This is a facade, which is why she's excluding y'all. Because oh, you didn't send the money directly to my PayPal. It wasn't directly to me. You gifted it trying to be funny. So y'all don't count. Like, can't make this up, man.
The money that I've been getting has been from my cameos because people have been requesting cameos. Other than that, I don't receive any money except from TikTok and Cameo. And mind you, I haven't been getting a lot of cameos. I get a random cameo here and there. I get a request that says, you have a cameo, and then I fulfill it, or I try to fulfill it before time is up. Sometimes my memory loss, and then I try to re-request and see if
Wow.
they re-request for a cameo. And I apologize if I don't get to them. It's my memory loss, and I'm sorry. But I have a lot going on because I'm busy all week. My downtime is Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The rest.
Bruh, Tophia, get the actual fuck out of here. Like, do you hear yourself? I'm busy all week. I'm sorry if I don't get to him. And then she turns around and says she has 4 days out of the week of downtime. But she swears she is just so busy. She just can't cope, guys. Why is no one more understanding? Like, bruh, you don't do shit 4 days out of the week. Be so for real. And the one thing that's actually making you a decent amount of money, you forget to do them. Because you're lazy. You don't care about anything. As long as this shelter is going to keep putting a roof over your damn head, we're just going to keep getting more and more of this.
That I'm busy, where I have some time. I still have to do something for the most part on Tuesday and Friday. Other than that, after I do what I do, then I have some time. First of all, Risa, you don't even know shit, so why are you talking? What are you talking about excuses? I literally said no one sent me money. If no one's sending me money, why are you saying it? That's not an excuse. You don't know shit. I don't know what you're talking about excuses. You must be on some whole other planet talking about some whole other topic. Are you there? Because it doesn't seem like you're all there. Have you been listening to anything I said? What does me saying I have not received any money have anything to do with excuses?
I don't know, maybe the part where you say you forget to do cameos because of your memory loss. Maybe that part, Tophia? Or did you forget that too? Stupid ass.
Why are people trying to tell people what to do with their money that they worked hard for? That's weird behavior. Why are you pocket watching somebody else? Sober up.
You don't work hard for your money at all. Tophia, to say that turning on your camera, and whether it's going live and just ranting into the sun about whatever the fuck you feel like talking about that night, or making a 60-second video where you stumble and bumble because you'll be damned if you even think about what you're going to say before recording a cameo. To say that you work hard to make your money is just laughable. Like, please, just come on.
Up. Well, why are you telling me to sober up? I'm not drinking. I'm very much sober. I don't drink. If I had a quinceañera, it would probably be purple. My family couldn't afford that, so my mom was upset because she said she was sad because she told me, she's like, she was sad I never had one because we couldn't afford it. And I said, I understand. My family was very poor. We couldn't afford a quinceañera. My family was broke. We were eating beans every day. That's why I don't like pinto beans. We ate pinto beans every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Imagine having to eat beans every day because that's all you have. A bag of beans was $3. So that's why we ate beans a lot, because a bag of beans was $3. And then it was a luxury. If we were able to afford hamburger meat, then we had meat, beans, and cheese when we had the luxury to afford meat and cheese. Otherwise, it was just beans and cheese. Because you can get some pretty cheap, sharp cheddar cheese. But you know what I mean? And
Damn
that
shame.
literally, nobody said anything about whether or not it's Mexican or Spanish. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's what we ate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because we couldn't afford to eat. That has nothing to do. Why is Mexican or Spanish even being mentioned about that?
The quinceañera,
I did not mention Mexican
idiot.
or Spanish. I said pinto beans. What does that have anything to do with what you just said? I literally said we were so poor that that's what we ate for breakfast.
So for context, because I had to retract my statement after some people brought to my attention that apparently Marie's brother, aka Tophia's uncle, said that they're like Mexican and Native American. Supposedly. Because I couldn't confirm any of this for myself, but I had multiple people tell me this, so I'm just gonna run with it. But Tophia has said that her grandfather was from Spain. So it's like it's kind of in the air. Like, was he a Spaniard or was he from Mexico? We don't really know. But I'm more inclined to, I guess, believe Uncle Chew over anything that comes out of Tophia's mouth. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. The whole point of me saying this. So they're asking, like, why would you have a quinceañera? Because it's not a traditional event in Spanish culture, or Spanish culture. If you're from Spain, it's not a thing. It's Latin culture. So, yeah, that's my TED talk.
You did. What you said have anything to do with the conversation? Spanish is a language. Because I don't know. For me, I have a hard time understanding things, so I'm not too
We
sure.
know.
I don't want to say anything that people will be, and it's not something very offensive. But someone said, "Why are you calling?" When someone says, "I'm Spanish," so you're calling yourself a language. Spanish is a language. Latino, Mexican, and Hispanic. Anyways, back to the quinceañera. My mom was upset. We couldn't afford it, so hey, and I understood. And she always wanted me to have one, but I've been to one. One of my family members, they threw a quinceañera. I've been to one, but I just, we couldn't afford it. I was not fortunate enough. Trump doesn't give handouts, Rissa.
Womp
Even
womp.
you know that. Trump is not giving any handouts. What handouts? You said you believe I can do better. I am doing better. What handouts? I'm not getting any handouts.
Girl, who do you think you are right now? A, back the fuck up from this camera. Please and thank you. B, you're not doing any better. You are literally doing the same thing that you've been doing for years, which is nothing besides going live on TikTok and thinking that somehow you're just gonna go from zero to hero. Because I mean, at this point, like you said, you're literally making under $1 some days doing these live streams. So, like, at what point do we say, it's a net loss? It's time to cut our losses. We're not really doing anything here. We're not making any money. Maybe I should focus on making those 1-minute videos. Just a thought. I'd like, I don't get it. You're not, nothing has changed. You're doing the exact same shit you've always done. And it's pathetic.
Living in a shelter is not a handout. I'm living in a shelter.
Yes, the fuck it is. What do you mean? What do you mean living in a shelter isn't a handout? You are living off taxpayer dollars with a roof over your head that you're not paying for, and I'm sure they probably provide at least 2 or if not 3 meals a day. It's a handout, while everyone else has to go out and do it themselves. What are we talking about right now?
Shelter because I can't afford to live. That's not a handout.
Whose fault is that?
And living in a shelter because I can't afford to live is not because I choose to not have a job.
Yes, the fuck it is. That's exactly why. Because if you don't have a job, then obviously you're not going to be able to afford to live. It's a choice. You are choosing the path you are on, which is why no one fucking feels bad for you. Duh.
You go get a job. Place that I'm at, I cannot get a job. I don't know how many times I explained that.
Oh
Second
my
of all, if I
God.
was to get a
Okay.
job, I would still be living in a shelter having a job because I can't afford to live. Having a job does not ensure you can afford to live. It's very expensive to live here. The rent.
No, it is not. New Mexico is not very expensive to live. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's in the bottom 20 as far as affordability. And if you're looking at like the median cost of living across the country, it's below the median. It is not expensive to live in New Mexico. You just refuse to do it yourself because you're fucking lazy.
Rent is being raised. The old apartments where we were at, we were paying $810. The new management came in. Anybody that comes in after the new management would have had to pay $1,000. The rent went up.
Wow. It went up $200, Tophia. Wow. Bro, $1,000 a month in this economy? That's still cheap. Dude, my friend, his rent went from $900 to $1,400 when he renewed his lease. Like, and you're complaining about 1,000? Come on, Toph. Like, come on. You gotta do something.
Longer $810. It went up to $900 to $1,000. If you think you don't know, it's expensive to live. The only way you can live is if you're living with a roommate or living with someone. I'm not roommating with someone I don't know.
Not true.
Facebook Marketplace and type in room for rent on Facebook Marketplace. You'll see people renting rooms out of their houses. Do you think those people can afford to live? Because if they
So why don't you do that? Because I'm sure it's not nearly as expensive as the apartment complex. Why don't you rent one of those rooms, Tophia, and get back on your feet?
did, they wouldn't be renting a room just cause? No, they don't rent a room just cause.
Some people do.
Nobody rents a room for fun. It's not excuse.
Yeah, it's not, no shit. It's not for fun. Are you, like, bro, say something else slow again today, I swear. I mean, it's inevitable. But, bro, that was just the stupidest shit ever. Of course it's not for fucking fun. You dumbass. Yes, people, they either rent the room out to help make ends meet for themselves or just for profit. Because not everyone is struggling to pay their rent. A lot of people are, but not everybody. Tophia? Christ.
Tell me where having a job makes you a living wage. Please someone explain. If that's the case, then you should own a house by now. You're making money and you don't own a house, then that must mean you're blowing your money. You're not doing the right things with money. You're mismanaging your money if you haven't bought a house by now. That is serious.
Okay, so where's your house? So, by that logic, you're mismanaging your money. So where's your house? Stupid. Just, bro, oh my goodness. Like, my brain is melting, bro. She just keeps saying dumb shit.
Seriously, I'm getting sleepy. What friend? No friend said I tried to get them to go out every weekend. What friend? My friend doesn't talk on me.
The hell he moving the camera for, man?
I have one friend. I do have a friend. I have friends, not one friend. My friend does not use Facebook. My friend wouldn't respond to anyone on.
Bro, Tophia, either pick the phone up or put it down, dog. What is happening? Holy shit. And back up. Christ. I can smell you from here. Just back up.
Social media. So I do know my friend. That's how I know you're lying. My friend does not respond to people on social media. You lying. If talking about the one with the transportation, we're not talking. I don't know if you know that, but we're not even having any conversations. I haven't even talked to them. They're literally in jail. I don't know if they're still in jail. For me, I'm not talking bad about people. If that's who you're talking about, I didn't get them to go out every weekend. My other friend does not respond to people on social media. So if it's not them, then it's not anybody. My friend doesn't respond to people on social media, I know. What? I don't know what lady with light brown hair you're talking about. I don't have a friend with light brown hair. So I don't know anybody with light brown hair. So it's crazy because you say I have friends and then you say I don't have friends. You can't.
No, Tophia, look, I've always firmly been you don't have friends. You have people that you orbit. They might try to be friends, but then you make it weird. Every time.
Contradict yourself. Do I have friends or do I not have friends? I never tried to get anyone to go anywhere over the weekend. You can't lie properly. If you're talking about the blonde girl, we are not friends. I don't know her really well like that. We just had a Valentine's Day party. That was it. If that's who you're talking about, like, I don't know that person that well. We don't hang out all the time. We're not friends. If that's who you're talking about, we don't hang out all the time. No, I'm just saying. I'm not talking badly about someone. I'm just saying that I don't know that person that well. I don't know them well enough to say, hey, this is my friend.
But you knew them well enough to have a Valentine's Day sleepover party? Okay, I guess.
We just only took a picture because we had a Valentine's Day party. That was it. So whoever else you're talking about, I don't know. And obviously that person has blonde hair. They don't have brown hair. Oh, you're obsessed with people. I'm not obsessed. There is no such thing as a drinking party. What are you talking about? There was none of that there. For drinks. No, I don't want an RV. I was a victim of a violent crime. What makes you think I want to live in the streets? There's violence. Why would I want to live in an RV after what happened to me? I did try to get an RV when my brother was alive.
No, you did not, because you literally spent a third of the money, like, immediately. But sure, go ahead. Tell us about the story pre-Comic-Con.
I don't feel safe living in an RV. I'm not going to have to find somewhere to park every night or park in a place where I have to pay rent to live in an RV and hook up. I don't want to do that. That is not safe.
Oh
Why
my
would I want to
goodness,
do
bro.
that? I'm already paranoid as it is. Do you want me to go do that again? No, thank you. RVs are expensive. They're not cheap. It depends if you get one that is that. It depends if you get one that doesn't need to be fixed up. RVs are not cheap. They're expensive. If you get a
No
fixer
shit.
upper, then cool. You can get one that has amenities, but then you gotta fix it yourself. I would have to get one where I can't wash clothes because the washer and dryer doesn't work. I would have to get that fixed. Where the shower isn't working and where we can't cook because then I would have had to fix it up. And it costs more money to fix it up than it did buying it. And I'm not gonna buy a project that I can't afford. Fixing up an RV is very expensive, and if the RV breaks down, I don't have money to put a part in the RV because RV parts are expensive more than a car part because it's an
Uh-huh.
RV. Like unless it was someone that I knew that wanted to stay with me and my mom in an RV, then of course maybe, again, I don't even want to do that. I just don't like. It's not that I'm scared. It's just a scary thought. I'm literally not gonna subject myself to an RV with all the crime that is going on and all the violence. No, thank you.
So what is your solution? Because we know your goofy ass is not getting housing. So what are you going to do, man? Just gonna live in the shelter forever. That has to be what she's thinking. Because she's a victim of a violent crime. They wouldn't throw me out. Even though I've been thrown out of like 3 other shelters already, they wouldn't put me out. It's fucking crazy.
Like, do you not, like look up crime in Albuquerque? The crime in Albuquerque is high. They just got video footage. I don't know if they released the actual footage, but they have the video footage of that 19-year-old boy that was unalived in a road rage. The guy brake checked him and then flipped a U-turn and unalived this 19-year-old boy. Mind you, I saw the body. We were going that way because we were going to the park to eat our food because we had gotten McDonald's. And I looked over because it was blocked off. And I saw the police and I said, oh, well, maybe they're arresting the person because the car door was open and the car was in the middle of the road. It was blocked off with caution tape. So I thought maybe it was a police chase or something happened.
Like she's so dumb. Tophia, they don't put caution tape up if they're just arresting somebody. Like, oh my goodness, dude. It's unreal how little life experience she has. It really is.
And they searched the car. But when I looked over, I saw a body lying in the road with a sheet over it. And then when I heard about what happened, like, crime high. I don't want to live out there. It's not safe to live in the street. That's very stupid to tell someone to go live in an RV. Gas prices are high. Imagine the amount of gas I would have to put in that to literally put a full tank and run it.
I guess, Tophia.
Well, people need to stop suggesting ideas that don't work. And then
Bitch, it was your idea. First of all, okay, let's hold on. Let's start there. That was your original idea before Brother Chu passed away. That's supposedly what you were saving up money for. So, like, no, it's people are just bringing up shit that you said you were gonna do. It's not just people just recommending dumb ideas. Fucking tool.
saying that I'm making excuses. I didn't ask for ideas on how to live. If I wanted your unsolicited advice, I would ask for it. I didn't ask for any advice, so why are you just throwing something out there no one asked for?
Okay. Then just be happy chilling in the shelter for eternity until they kick you out. Okay, you don't want no advice? Cool.
That's not a suggestion. That's giving unsolicited advice nobody asked for. I'll be on the streets because I caused to. I'm not going to cause myself to be on the streets. Who said anything about...
Tophia, you are actively causing yourself to be on the streets. You're not there yet, but your inaction is what's going to lead you to living on the streets. The fact that you are not doing anything to better your situation, even now, even after being told that you don't qualify, because you've said this now on 2 different streams, so that is confirmation enough for me. You don't qualify. You know you don't qualify. Even if you did qualify, they told you they're backed up like 4 years. They're not even accepting new applicants. Do you think they're going to let you just live there and do nothing for 4 years, bruh. Like, okay, all right. So we'll see how this all plays out. I'll be here for it.
Living in a house is cheaper. We were living in a house paying $2,000 a month in bills. I've already lived in a house. I lived in a house twice. I know what the expenses costs are for a house. You act like I'm stupid. I lived in a house. I've lived in an
You
apartment
are.
before. I know how much shit costs. I'm not dumb.
You weren't paying any of the bills, so you don't really know. You might know. You might have heard the numbers, but you don't know because you don't have any life experience. You weren't paying the bills. You weren't earning money in order to pay bills. You have no, and that, I mean, that has to be part of the reason why you think it's literally impossible for you as a grown adult to go out and get your own apartment. It's because you don't know. Obviously, you don't fucking know.
I don't need a job to live in a house. You do not understand. If someone is guaranteed rent through housing, they don't care. As long as they're getting paid, people love housing programs because they're
Like, Tophia, at this point, why the fuck are we still talking about housing programs? You don't qualify. Your words. It's okay, I've been saying it for months, but you have now confirmed it yourself. You don't qualify. So there is no housing assistance. So what the fuck are you talking about right now?
insured their rent. I don't know what more I need to explain to you about not having a job.
She's so
I
slow.
cannot work.
I swear.
I'm in a
My
place where I
God.
cannot work. If I go to work, then I'm gonna have to find a place to live, and I can't afford a place to live. I'm not trying to put myself in the street because you want me to. The only way I'll be in the street is if I put myself there. If I
Yep.
cause myself to be in the
Yep.
street, you can say
Okay.
whatever the fuck you want, but it ain't gonna be the way you want it to be. You're sitting here telling me that I have to get a job. No housing program that I went through said that I had to get a job. Someone was like, oh, that's only temporary. No, the program that I applied for is not temporary housing program. The housing program that I signed up for is not temporary, and you do not need a job. Why do I need to explain that to people? I don't need to
Girl.
explain that to people.
Okay. Okay.
Didn't I not say you get what you pay for? Because I was only going to have to pay $50 a month in rent.
And you know what, Sophia? You're absolutely right. You do get what you pay for, which, and it's nothing because you don't want to pay for anything, which is why you are getting nothing at all. And I love that for you. I really do.
Because that's probably all I could afford. Some people literally have a hard time hearing. If I'm only having to pay $50 a month, does that tell you I need a job? No, because if I would have had a job, then that would have mean I would have had to pay more. And self-employment is a job. Social media is a job.
So, like, which one is it? So oh my goodness, it's so dumb. It really is. So what you're essentially saying is you don't need a job, but since you have a quote unquote job with social media where your income is literally so minuscule, you'll be able to pay the bare minimum that they allow of $50 a month. And you really think like this is doing well for yourself. This is the plan. You are so dumb. It's literally baffling. Like I cannot wrap my head around this line of thought, this train of thinking. It's just stupid.
Hey, I need a job. No, I don't, because I could say my social media is my job, but I don't make enough to sustain living. They're going to see that I don't
Exactly.
make enough and make enough to make a financial living. So what are we doing? You don't know about these housing programs. You think, yes, there are housing programs for people with no income. I wouldn't be applying to something I don't.
Tophia, like, you either have income because you have a job with social media or you don't have income because social media is not a job for you. You have to pick one. I'm so tired of the flip-flopping between these two. It's ridiculous.
Qualify for. That would be stupid. I'm not wasting my time for a housing program that is not going to help me. Someone
They're
advised me
not
to
going to
sign up
help
for this
you,
housing program. I did. But they said to sign up, and I said, well, look, I don't have an income. I have no income whatsoever. They
which is a lie because supposedly social media is a job, which would imply that you have income. But sure, continue.
That it's for people with no income. That's why I applied. I'm not applying to something blindly and hoping that I qualify.
You are. You obviously are, because you've already told us that you don't qualify. So yes, you are blindly applying to shit because you just don't want to have to pay for anything. So even though you don't qualify, it's still not sinking into your pea brain that this route that you've been trying to do is not going to work. You idiot.
Qualify for the program, then that would mean I would have to go to work. I don't have to go to work. Like, some of you guys really need to use your brain, your noggin, and really think.
This can't be real life, man. Holy hell.
There's literally, actually, from what I was told, there's literally housing programs for some people. I'm not even going to say well, I have disabilities, but I don't get disability.
No, you don't. Exactly. You don't get disability because you don't have any fucking disabilities, Tophia. It's all in your mind.
Some programs that will pay people's housing for life. But here's the issue that people fail to realize.
I see.
When Trump came into office, a lot of the funding for these programs were cut. So a lot of places couldn't help me with housing because the funding for these housing programs got cut because of Trump. Because Trump thinks these are unnecessary spending. So these are unnecessary spending cuts. So that's why they're cutting them. That's why they're called spending cuts, because they're cutting unnecessary spending. Why are you cutting things that help people for their housing? The time I was trying to get help with these.
Well, look, and I don't give a fuck if you're Democrat or Republican. There needs to be some type of limits in place in terms when it comes to housing assistance and some cuts, because people like Tophia, this is exactly why they are cutting some of the funding, because there's people like you, Tophia, that you just refuse to do it yourself. You want to leech and live off of the government that you hate and despise so fucking bad, to the point where you are willfully allowing yourself to just bed rot, essentially, waiting for a program. Even after, I go to the housing assistance office every Tuesday and they're not helping me. Turn around and tell us twice, oh, I don't qualify. They said I don't qualify for these programs, but you still think you're going to somehow get into these programs. That's the reason why they should make the cuts. It's people like you that just want to take advantage of the fucking system. It's one thing to get a little help to get back on your feet. I firmly believe in that, because everybody is going to go through a hard time at some point in their life. It might not be financially specifically, but we all go through shit. And it is nice to know that, you know, I can't even say that for Tophia, because she's never worked. So I can't even say like some of her tax money is going to come back to her in the form of assistance to help her get back on her feet. I can't even say that about you, Toph. Like, God, she really just pisses me off, man. I'm about to lose it.
These programs, which now they're back. They got funding for housing. They're not, now they're able to help people. But these programs will pay for your housing for life. The thing was, at the time when the government shut down, a lot of these programs had their funding cut. So they couldn't help anyone with housing, because that is Trump's doing. This is what people voted for. People are struggling to receive housing help now because you chose to vote for someone who thinks it's unnecessary spending. Yes, there are programs that will pay for your rent for life, and you don't need a job. I'm a victim of a violent crime. I qualify.
And there it is. That's the end goal. Because I'm a victim of a violent crime where I literally did not get hurt whatsoever. Literally left the scene of the crime unscathed. I deserve housing for the rest of my life. That's her end goal. I shouldn't have to work. I shouldn't have to lift a finger. Y'all should, all you tax paying dumb motherfuckers that work 9 to 5s, all of y'all should be paying for Tophia. That's what she thinks. And that's why we can't fucking stand you, Toph. Is it not clicking yet? You are just despicable. You are a leech, a parasite, if you will. You don't deserve shit.
All I have to do is I just tell them my story and that's it. And it's not because I feel entitled. I have disabilities.
You do.
I have major depression and PTSD.
I don't
have
believe you.
Disabilities.
I don't believe
It's
you.
not just sitting here.
Then why aren't you getting disability? That's my first question. Why aren't you getting disability? It's been a year and a half. It's been well over a year since your supposed diagnosis. Why are you still not getting disability if you have these mental disabilities, Toph? Please explain quickly.
And saying I deserve something for nothing and feeling entitled. That
You
is
are.
not what I'm doing. I
It
was
is.
advised. But a lot of these programs said they couldn't really help me. And they apologized because the funding was cut. And then once they were able to, I didn't qualify because whatever.
Oh, look at that. Look, the funding is back and you don't qualify. Well, why not? Why don't you qualify, Toph? I need her to tell us why she doesn't qualify. Because I guarantee it's either A, she doesn't have any fucking disabilities, or B, which is most likely, you need to go fucking work. That's why she doesn't qualify.
I said it, but thanks to Trump, a lot of people have a hard time receiving housing. Thank you for the good points. It's not easy as people think it is. And
You just said the funding is back. So, I mean, that's kind of a moot point now. The funding's back. You just said so yourself. So what's really going on, Toph? Why are you not qualified? Share the specifics. Why are you not getting qualified? Hey, you're a victim of a violent crime. You got major depression and PTSD, and you have no income. I mean, according to you, you should be ticking all the fucking boxes. So what's the problem?
And there are places out there that will pay for my rent for life. It's just that it's a lot harder since Trump cut funding. Now they're behind. Housing is behind for years. They're not accepting new applications for housing. I'm not trying to get on Section 8 because it doesn't make sense. There's no point to apply for Section 8 only for them to tell you that you can afford to live. We tried to get back on Section 8. Section 8 told us, because my dad was trying to get on Section 8 to help to pay some of the rent. They told me I needed to go to work or go to school. That's fine. Then I said, no, there's no
Apparently
point
not.
because they're going to say we make too much money. I said, with my brother.
Yes, because y'all would have been. Because between two able-bodied motherfuckers that can work full-time and Tophiachu getting his disability check, there isn't a reason for y'all to be on Section 8. Again, you're just leeches. You and your whole family. Just a bunch of parasites trying to figure out a way to not spend your own money to take care of your fucking selves. And it's disgusting.
Brother's job and your disability and my job, they're going to say we make enough to afford to live. There's no point to go apply for a program that we're not going to qualify for anyways. I'll get a job and my dad will have his disability and my brother will still be working and they'll say combined we make enough to afford the rent because the rent's only $810.
Exactly. Between two paychecks and a disability check, y'all could have afforded that $800 apartment, Tophia. Why didn't you go work? Duh. Hello. Because obviously you didn't want to spread your wings to get your own fucking place because that would cost way too much. Oh, there's no way in hell Tophia could afford that. So why didn't you get a job to help your family stay in the apartment? Because you're fucking lazy. You would have had to get off your ass and stop streaming for 8 hours a day, sitting there in your junky ass house. Ridiculous.
And amongst us, we would be making well over that combined with our incomes. And I was like, there's
No
no
shit.
point in applying for this program. But my dad wanted to because all of his check was going to rent. My brother was working, but he told him that he could save. He didn't have to pay rent. That's what he told him and his ex. Mind you, I was making money online, but the money I made, sometimes my dad would ask me, hey, can you, and it wasn't even cheap. It was $400 for a website that he.
And again, like here we go with like these ass pulls of like the one time I gave my dad some money for this or that. you weren't paying the rent. Brother Chu wasn't helping with the rent, and you weren't paying any of the rent. Papa Chu's check was taking care of the rent, and oh, God forbid, he asked his two kids that were working at the big ages of like 28 and 25 to like, hey, can you go get me some fucking cigarettes since I don't know, I use my entire check to pay the fucking rent while you two doofuses staying here rent free. And that was a problem. Like, dude, fuck off, Tophia.
He didn't even use. It was things like that. I became Bank of America. But back to what I was saying, there are programs that pay for life. It's not, they will help you pay. And
You
it's
ain't
not
gonna
a
get
lie
'em.
because they can look into the situation. It was all over the news. I was a victim of a violent crime. For people to say I was not a victim is crazy. It has nothing to do with feeling entitled or saying, hey, you need to give me a house because I deserve it. I don't go to these places telling them I deserve a house. I want a house. I go to these programs and accept whatever they offer. If they want to give me an apartment, I'm not going to tell them, no, I don't want an apartment. I want a house.
Well, it doesn't matter because they're not offering you anything, which is why you're still in the shelter. Duh. So again, what is the move now? Are we gonna wait the 4 years while housing is backed up? We're gonna wait for 4 years instead of just getting a fucking job. Like, you cannot make this shit up, dude. She would rather be homeless forever than just go work. It's pathetic.
House. That's not how that works. I literally have been polite. I literally go and do what I'm supposed to do, and then it doesn't work out. So I tried the next
Wow.
solution to get housing. People think that I think I'm entitled to free stuff.
You
Housing
do.
is not providing free entitlement to anyone. To sit here and tell people they don't deserve basic human rights is crazy. Housing is a basic human right, just like eating food is a basic human right. And you're
Okay, well then go out there and fight for all of us to get free housing, Toph, not just you. If that's how you feel, fight for everyone's rent and mortgages to get waived. And until you do that, shut the fuck up.
you're telling someone that they need to be stripped of their basic human rights. Is that not crazy? I was not. What do you mean I was a witness? Are you stupid? A witness is someone that stood there and witnessed something. He tried to rip me out of the window. Just because I didn't get hurt as badly as my mom or my brother, thank God,
Didn't get hurt
does
at
not mean
all.
I'm not a victim. I'm a victim of a violent crime. That's why CVRC helped me. I was not a witness. Well,
I mean, like, can we really say she's a victim of a violent crime? I mean, she might. I can see a victim of a crime, but a violent crime, because like the violence didn't happen to you, Tophia. So like, I kind of joked about the bystander thing. I do feel like she's a victim because she was in the car as this is happening, but of a violent crime, you were a victim of a crime. I'll meet you in the middle.
well, actually, I'm a victim and a witness. Yes, I am a victim and a witness because I witnessed the crime that I was in. You guys try to find any way to say I'm not a victim. CVRC is the crime victims unit. They don't help non-victims. That's why they're called crime victims. That's what CVRC is, for crime victims, not for non-victims.
Oh,
Thank you for
hush.
the gift. The gifts. It will be you and me. I didn't run away. I'm not a witness. I'm a witness and a victim. What are you talking about? He literally, I'm not even gonna argue with you. CVRC helped me because I'm a victim. They don't put you in a hotel room with a fake name for no reason. I was a witness. I wasn't in witness protection. Witness protection is changing your whole identity and relocating you. I would have had to move out of the state because I know someone's going to try to say witness protection. Witness protection is for those that are in danger for their witness to a crime.
Oh
And
my
they
goodness,
could possibly
Tophia.
be unalived because they're a witness to a very dangerous crime. In my case, the guy's not living. Because I know someone's going to try to say witness protection. That's not witness protection because the guy's not alive. I was a witness and a victim. He tried to pull me out of the window. My window was smashed. Glass was all over me. Glass was inside my bra. What are you talking about? I was trying to fight this guy off from starting the car and taking it. If I was a
Word.
witness, then why am I fighting the attacker? You don't.
Like, bruh, Tophia, shut your ass up. You were not fighting this guy. Like, so what sense does it make? So you're telling me, okay, let me get this right. You were fighting this guy off as he's trying to jack the car. Now he shot your brother while he was asleep, I'm assuming. At some point, Mama Chew catches one, but the person that is actively fighting him is he doesn't shoot you. Really. Didn't shoot you, didn't punch you, nothing. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Again, the all new details because she never mentioned fighting this guy until like a month or two ago. And mind you, this happened almost a year and a half ago. This whole fighting the guy that was doing the carjacking, this is a brand new factoid that she just decided to drop in not too long ago. She's so full of shit.
Don't fight an attacker if you're a witness to someone just standing there watching something go on and calling the police and letting them know they're a witness. It's not making me mad that you're saying I'm a witness. You're just saying I'm a witness because you think it's making me mad. I'm calm.
Sure.
I'm not even mad at all. I'm just tired and drowsy. And I'm going to get off soon because I need to go get my sleep. Mom is okay. She was shot in the face. That's what happened. My mom is fine. The guy I didn't even know. All I know is I heard pop, right? That was the moment my brother was murdered. I heard my brother being murdered and thought it was fireworks because people had posted online that they hope my car blows up. And so I thought they were trying to scare me to make me think the car blew up. I was asleep. People don't understand. I was woken out of a sleep. So I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. And the only thing I see is someone that is going around the car trying to get in. Well, not trying to get in, but just like going around the car. So I thought maybe, because my brother sleeps with his mouth open. So I thought maybe my brother was hoping that they leave, that he was just trying not to engage, that he was just ignoring them. Because we've had homeless people come up to the car and he said, no, thank you, because they ask for something and then they just leave. That my thought process was a troll. That's where my mind went. Because I had reposted a threat that night. Mind you, someone said that something about I need to be taken out of this world. And then that happened.
Oh, don't forget, Tophia, that you were also talking mad shit and saying that you would pew some people. Because this is back in the gingerbread filter arc. She literally was talking mad shit about shooting people up. Like... And man, what are the odds, the irony that this would happen literally just hours later?
Happens. I had literally posted someone saying that I needed to be taken out of this world. Not too long before the carjacking happened, we were under the parking garage, sleeping. My brother stopped at his friend's and then we went and parked up. I usually stay up because I wanted to play on my Switch. So I was like, oh, I'm going to play on my Switch. But then I'm like, no, I need to get some sleep because I always stay up late. I don't get any sleep. I wish I would have stayed awake. I really wish I could have prevented that, but I couldn't.
How?
There was nothing I probably could have done to prevent that. But
no shit.
I heard pop. So my initial reaction was someone's trying to mess with me like they did before. Because they pulled up to the SUV and slapped a bunch of sticky notes and banged on the SUV. That scared the crap out of me. And they thought that was funny, but they didn't notice my brother was behind him and my brother chased him down. So to me, I thought my brother was just ignoring the person. Because one, now that I'm thinking about it again, I didn't think it was a homeless person because we've had homeless people come to the car, but because I was getting threats, I thought maybe it was someone from social media that was trying to mess with us and he just didn't want to engage because he was tired. We were chasing down this van and we had a really weird experience. I have a video in my...
Girl, why are we talking about this? We were talking about the carjacking. Get back on topic.
Phone. It's hard to tell the car, but yes. We've had several incidences, a few that. So there was this van, right? We were in the library parking lot and this van was doing donuts. Or no, it pulled in and it pulled up like it was going to ram us and then took off. My brother turned on his car and started chasing this car. We're chasing the car down. There's a church right across. So when we get to the area by the park where the church is, the van had drove all the way around and went to the library side and started doing donuts in the library.
Bro, what does this have to do with anything, man? What, she just goes from story to story to story. It's like
So
a
my brother went
playlist.
and tried to catch them at the library. By that time, they were already taking off. It was a game of cat and mouse. These people drove away, mind you. It continued till 1 o'clock in the morning, and we chased them up Montgomery and San Mateo. We were driving up Montgomery and San Mateo, and they turned off and they were gone. My brother lost them, couldn't find them. He was trying to get a license plate to report them to the police. They were gone. He reported it to the police anyways because there's cameras. Maybe hopefully they can see somebody. Whatever, that happened. That's not the first time someone tried to ram us. We were parked in this little roundabout. It was a little park area roundabout close to where he worked because my brother worked at the airport. And this car, it was like a Mini Cooper. It was a very small car, turned and faced us like it was going to ram the car. We were sleeping in the car. My mom was sleeping in the front seat. My brother was sleeping in the back because my brother said, "Do you want to sleep in the front seat?" It's better. It was better for my mom to sleep in the front seat. So he offered her the front seat.
Word. It was better for your elderly mother to sleep in the front seat. Of course. Of course, Tophia's big ass is taking up the entire back seat. Who would have guessed? Who would have ever thunk it?
I was watching the new Haunted Mansion. I remember I was on my phone. I was watching the new Haunted Mansion. I see the headlights of this car coming towards us to ram us. Turned real quick before it rammed us and sped off. And I said, "Did you see that?" I said, "Someone tried to ram us." I was freaking out because here I am sleeping in the car trying to survive. And you think that it's funny to pretend to play chicken. You could have seriously injured my mom. You could have hurt my mom. My mom has osteoporosis. If her bones break, it's harder for her to rebuild her strength in her bones. This is not just some stuff. And I wasn't even on social media at the time. That was at the time that I was not on social media for a month. I wasn't going live in the car. I wasn't doing anything. Yes, I was posting videos
Right,
here and there,
sure.
posting stuff on my stories, but I was not as active. And people want to say get on social media. That's what was happening at the time. And I didn't say
Exactly. Like I've always said, oh, I got off social media for a month 2 different times. No, she didn't. And this just confirms it. She's never left social media. She might have been a little less active, but she's always been on. So full of shit.
anything. I did say that someone tried to ram me. I did tell this story before. Someone tried to ram us, and we were sleeping in the car. And this is not the first time it's happened. And that was not the first time someone did a donut in the library parking lot and tried to ram us. There was 2 occasions. There was one person that just we were sleeping. Next thing we hear screeching, and someone's doing donuts in the library parking lot and took off while we're trying to sleep, as if to wake us up from sleeping. That's a fucked up thing to do to somebody. It is so fucked up the things that I've had to go through because people say I should endure it because I'm on social media. Someone that I had just met, he was witnessing the stuff that I had to go through. I would be live and someone would just drive by and be honking and say some stuff. And he was like, "Wow, I really see just how fucked up it was." So when the carjacking happened, I was woken up from my sleep. I heard 2 pops. I thought maybe they were trying to scare us with some fireworks. I thought maybe my brother was ignoring them and they would go away. My brother tends to
Uh
sleep with his
huh.
mouth open, so I didn't think anything abnormal. I get back under the covers to go back to sleep because at that point I'm still half asleep. You have to remember, I just woke up from a sleep. So my thought was, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Then my mom said, "Something's happening, Tophia, something's happening." She's freaking out. I said, "No." Then I'm alert now. I'm awake because she's like, "Something's happening." So now that alerted me and I'm awake. At that point, I throw the covers off me and I see this guy. He's angry. He's just trying to get into the car. When I looked over, when I first took the blanket off and I looked over and I see this guy, that's when I saw my brother was missing an eye. At that point, I knew he was dead because he wouldn't let this guy do this. So I'm freaking out. My brother's dead, and this guy is angry trying to get into the car. Both windows were busted out. I didn't know he shot my mom in the face. I didn't know she was shot in the face. I didn't look back to see my mom because I was freaking out. This guy's trying to come in the car. So then he came to my side, smashed my window in, and at that point, when he smashed my window in, my thought was like, "Oh, he smashed my mom's window in," because what happened was he tried to pull me out of the window and he couldn't pull me out of the window because I was using my weight to hold me down.
Yeah,
Then
yeah. The muscles she said she had last stream. Yep. Use it, Toph. All 350 pounds.
he went to my mom's window and tried to rip her out of the window and he couldn't do that. So at that point, that's when I thought, oh, he must have punched her window in too because he just reached in her window and tried to pull her out and her window was not rolled down. We don't roll down the windows. It was cold. We had the key in the ignition to turn on the heat in case we got cold. He jumped through the driver's window and he sat on my brother dead. and he tried to start the car, and I'm fighting him as best as I can. But because I had just woken up, I was not strong enough to fight someone off. I just woke up, and I didn't have anything around me, any weapons to fight this guy off. So I'm fighting him the best way that I can by using my arms and trying to push him away from the keys to at least maybe snatch the keys, do something. But
I thought you was in the back seat, Tophia. I thought Marie slept in the front seat. Again, like just another contradiction in this stupid ass story that she's retelling. Just come on, dude.
but I couldn't. I was not strong enough. So I said, get out. But my mom's hard of hearing. She couldn't hear. I snatched my phone and I jump out. I get out. Well, I don't jump out of the car. I get out of the car and I rush to go to my mom's side to help assist her to escape the car. But I was not fast enough because by the time I got out of the car, he's already flying down. He took off with the door open. He didn't even close. Obviously, his thought process is jacking the car. He's not going to think to close the door. Here I am trying to save my mom, and he takes off. At that point, I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. At that point, yes, I did have a thought.
And Tophia, no, you did not save your mom. When all this went down and you made your stupid story after fleeing the car, because that's what Tophia did, she fled. You literally jumped on your story and said, I left my mom. I'm sorry. Those aren't the words of someone that tried to get their mom out of the car. So again, you're full of shit.
The police wasn't going to show up right away. But before that, my mind was not all there because everything happened at once. So here I am, 4 a.m.? I don't know. It's not even, the sun's not even up. It's dark. There's nobody. And I'm screaming down the street, somebody help, call 911. Help. And I'm screaming, I'm freaking out. And all I remember saying is, he's dead. Oh my God.
And making a TikTok story. Don't forget that.
Just like, even in the video, I called the police and I made that Insta story after I called the police.
No, you
and that's
didn't.
when I said, oh my God, he killed my brother. He shot my brother and he took off with my mom. Oh my God, he's dead. And the fact that people posted that online for me to relive that is crazy. And I have to hear that every time I come across it.
Hold on. What do you mean we posted it online? You made a story. Hello? You made a story screaming that your brother was dead. Well, like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about the 911 call? I mean, yeah, I felt it was a little tasteless. I listened to it. It was tragic. Very sad, if I'm being honest. But, again, timestamps, bro. The timestamps, they don't line up to the story that you are telling. You definitely made that TikTok story first before you called 911, which is fucking crazy.
And it's triggering and traumatizing. And people say that I had something to do with that. I didn't even know what was going on. He ditched an SUV in the park. He was running from police for whatever reason. I don't know. He was running from police and he came upon our car after he ditched the SUV in the park. And he did that. And then for people to say, well, you posted that Insta story first, you didn't call the police.
You did.
I called the police and then I made the story because I didn't know what to do. I'm freaking out. I'm alone. It's nighttime. There's nobody there. I don't remember if it was because I'm.
And what part of your pea brain was like, I should make a story for my 400,000 followers to know that my brother just died? Like, you're weird, man. I'll said it before. I'll say it again. You are a weirdo. The level of attention that you crave is astronomical for you to have done that.
I might be misremembering because I think there was a guy that walked by with his backpack, but I'm not sure. He didn't stop because some people, but I don't really remember. That could be from my memory loss. But
right.
From what I do remember, I was freaking out. I was in shock. Now I don't know if my mom and my brother are dead. So here I am. When he said sorry for your loss, I just broke down. I was crying uncontrollably. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to think? On top of that, I contacted my brother's ex, right? To let her know that the person she so-called claimed she was in love with, right? Thank you for the good points, was murdered. And the only thing, the audacity, the thing that she actually had to say to me was, what do you want me to do about it? And I think I texted her. I don't think I told her.
Well,
I think I texted her, told her.
I mean, look, I'm not saying it's like in the moment, like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up, but at the same time, like, it's his ex. What do you want her to do about it? Is she supposed to grieve along with you? Because, like, we don't know you know, the terms, that they broke up on. But we do know that there was some abuse on from both parties in that relationship. And, they ended up splitting. What did you expect Angie to fucking do in that situation? Like, why would you call his ex-girlfriend? It's, again, like, oh, but you swear you have friends. Where were your friends at? Why didn't you call one of your friends to help you grieve and process this moment? You called Angie, someone that you hate. You can't stand Angie. You've made that very clear. But that's the first person you thought to call. It's weird. Huh.
That my brother was murdered, and she said, or called her. I can't even remember. I called her, texted her, and she said, "What do you want me to do about it?" No remorse. You have no emotion, no feeling towards someone that you claim you love that died. If I was in love with someone, if I was madly in love with someone, truly in love with someone, and the thought of them, like, you can't even imagine the people in my life, right? Like my friends, just the thought of them no longer being here devastates me. I'm one of those people, we've all had those thoughts where we have I don't know what it was called, but where you have thoughts of someone that is here when not constantly, but when you think about them passing away and them no longer being here. I could not live at that
That's
point.
weird.
I like the fact of someone that I'm madly in love with passing away and having to think that thought, and it's hard. One day we're all not going to be here, and that's something that I have. That's why I try to cherish the moments I have with my mom because she is old, and my friends when I can do things with them, because it's just like, I want to spend as much time as I can with you because I know one day my friend is dead, right? The one that I talk about that died. And for me, I wish I would have gotten more time with her, but I didn't. And that kills me inside. I don't know. It was a lot to deal with. It was very traumatic. And then having to go see the internet and see people say that I was a part of a crime and that I'm the reason why my brother is dead didn't even help me at all. Because here I am having to process what happened and wishing that I stayed awake, that I never went to sleep. I could have saved my brother. These are the things that
No, you couldn't
really
have, but
affects
okay.
me. And that violent crime.
You could have saved your brother if you would have chose to stay at your uncle's house. You could have saved your brother if you would have started working a job when y'all got evicted from the apartment and y'all could have stayed in the motel. Y'all could have reliably had the money to pay for the motel. There's a few ways that you could have saved him. You wasn't going to save him that night in the car, but there are things that you could have done. There are choices that could have been made that would have led to y'all not being there that night.
It had nothing to do with a job. He didn't murder my brother because I didn't have a job. That's the dumbest thing to ever hear the internet say. That my mom got shot in the face because I didn't have a job. That my brother died because I didn't have a job. Do you see how stupid that sounds? Like, that violent crimes happen.
Yeah, when you say it like that, it does sound stupid, but because you're not providing context. The reason why we say again, hell, I just said it. I don't need to repeat it. But yes, all of this could have been avoided if you would have gotten a job and helped your family get the fuck out of the car. Hell, y'all should have never been in the car. Really, because again, when you got evicted from the apartment and Tophiachu was off on a tear, getting arrested left and right, at that point, you know it's on just you and your brother. But of course, Tophia being Tophia was comfortable relying on her younger sibling to work a full-time job and do DoorDash while she continues to pull in a few dollars each day by going live because she's lazy. Say it with me. So yes, to some degree, it's your fault that y'all were there, which led to your brother's untimely demise.
Every day. gun violence is very high. When people say that they need to abolish or take all guns away, that's not the issue. People have a right to bear arms. It's the Second Amendment, or the right to carry to bear arms. The issue is when you prevent people from getting guns, they're just going to get it illegally like they've always been. It has nothing to do with guns. It has everything to do with people illegally obtaining guns. They're going to
Yep.
obtain guns. It's not about taking away the guns from people because they're going to find a way to get a gun anyways. It's people with mental health issues that are obtaining these guns they're not supposed to have. The amount of mass shootings and gun violence, thank you for the galaxy, the amount of mass shootings and gun violence that has happened since my brother has passed away is crazy. 200.
And yeah, I don't want to listen to her tragedy dump because she does this all the time. Let's take some other tragedies that have absolutely nothing to do with her, and then like I'm gonna conflate myself into the situation. Yeah, I'm not listening to that, Tophia. So with that being said, that's where we're gonna wrap up this part 2. Thank you all so much for hanging out and watching the video. I hope y'all enjoyed the commentary. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that like button one time for the one time. And with that being said, y'all be safe, be kind to each other, and I will see you all very soon.